Hey guys, the two industries I chose are as follows. I chose Johnson & Johnson, which is a medical industry, and I chose Banana Republic, which is a retail industry. The content format that I chose for Johnson & Johnson was original research, and the content format for Banana Republic is photos. So let's begin with Johnson & Johnson. To compare and contrast, I did some research on some brands that were a lot like them, which they own a lot of brands. So one of the brands is Band-Aid, another one is Tylenol and Listerine. To compare, Johnson & Johnson and these brands all market to individuals and their health. They focus on what people need to not only stay healthy, but to remedy their new and their old sicknesses in their bodies. So they all have in common, they are working on your health and anything that involves the body and if you're human, we all need that. Contrasting them, while Johnson & Johnson focuses on medical specifically, Band-Aid just focuses on healing wounds. So, for example, I got a really nice wound last night and needed a Band-Aid. Tylenol focuses on targeted pain in the body, while Listerine focuses just on dental health. They each target specific parts of the body rather than all. So that's how they're a little different, while still the same. So describe the brand. Johnson & Johnson is a medical brand that you see in almost everything on pharmacy shelves. You can see it in any store. You see it all over. It's safe to say that if you take medicine or use Neosporin or use some kind of products for your body, it's safe to say that Johnson & Johnson probably created that. How is the brand educating consumers via social media? They use Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest to promote wellness by original research. They post graphics and statistics to motivate people to not only buy their products, but know why they need to buy it. For example, their Facebook page, they post, most recently, they posted one explaining about the flu and how easy it is to get the flu and how many people do a year. They also push the success rate of their brands by telling compelling stories to wrap the reader into wanting to buy the brand for themselves so they can live longer, be healthy, and take preventative action now. How are they using their social media presence to generate content for their consumers? By filtering the content based on the time of the year and what people look for the most. For example, at this time in season, they're heavily pushing the flu shot, shocker, and cold medicines. Knowing that people are already online searching for remedies at this time, they can use their presence to make content that meets them where they are. So maybe when this season is over and then next season rolls around, there's going to be a new issue or a new pain, or in the news, there's going to be something going around that they're going to target. Are they creating a channel for user-generated content or conversation? They have comment options on Facebook. However, I believe they mostly create a visual channel where people repost their content on Pinterest and share it via word of mouth. It's more educational than it is conversational. So I think most of what they want to do is put out their brands, knowing that everyone's going to get sick and everyone's going to need something, and then we're going to have pain or they're going to get hurt. So by just pushing out statistics and pushing out content that people need to see and that's educational, that will push people to share it here and send it to a friend or talk about it and do all that work for them. Let's see. Describe and define the content format category that you have selected. How is the brand using this format to generate content for consumers? I chose original research as my content format that I said above. Original research is defined as the report from those who actually did the research in the study. It's a kind of a tried and true that's used to market because you can trust it. It's original research. I mean, it's exactly what it says. It's common sense and it's well known. So original research is what everyone knows. It's what it began, who started it, who did the research for us so that we already know that this is tried and true. What channels are they using to get this content to consumers? Social media, television, Billboards, specifically for Johnson & Johnson. I'm sure they really push this in doctors' offices and hospitals and clinics, things like that. Is this content brand driven or user generated? I think this is brand driven. They use many varieties of brands to drive consumers into using the products. So, well, no. Yeah, brand driven. I'm sticking with brand driven. How does this content create customer conversations to help the customer share their story and customer need for information, data, entertainment, self-help, etc.? They do that by healing, masking, numbing, etc., the bodies of its consumers so that they can live healthier and longer lives. So everything that they create, all their content on their social media pages, on their website, on their YouTube channel, anywhere they have something, their content is all about helping the consumer get healthier, mask the pain, numb the pain, whatever they can do to make their bodies healthier and happier. So that is it for Johnson & Johnson. My next industry was Banana Republic. And comparing and contrasting some other brands that are similar to Banana Republic is Old Navy, Athleta, and Gap. So comparing them together, Banana Republic and its fellow brands are all clothing. They're all for men, women, children, and they all strive to bring quality clothing to individuals as a whole. And if you've ever bought from either of these stores, you know that they have really good clothes. Contrasting the brands with Banana Republic, while Banana Republic markets the no boundaries lifestyle of classy clothing, Old Navy specifically targets the younger generation. So most of the people that are probably in this class, early 20s, teenagers, people like that. Athleta is specifically marketed towards sportswear and gym wear. I think it's mostly women's. They have some men's, but it's high quality, but it's sportswear. And then Gap is kind of like the everyday man and woman and child. So they have your business casual, not so crazy, but jeans, button up, things like that. Describe the brand. Banana Republic is a men's, women's, and children's clothing brand. Just said that. How is the brand educating consumers via social media? So what they do is they tell stories through their clothing that encourage customers to love themselves and care to dress a certain way that makes them feel good. So if you go on their website, you can see they put a lot into their clothing. And when I got on there and did the research, I was like, whoa, you wouldn't even have known it was a clothing store. Like, it just immediately consumes you with all the pictures that they use, which is a good thing. It's great. It made me want to buy it because they looked great, which I probably will after this. But so it's doing their job. How are they using their social media presence to generate content? So they use photos, advertisements on television. I think they even do music videos. I actually need to research that. I did not. But on TV I've seen where kind of like a perfume commercial where it's super classy music and they don't say anything. They just rep it. They model it and all that. And without saying words, for somehow it still wraps you in and makes you want to buy it. It's the way it is. It's crazy. Are they creating a channel for user-generated content or conversation? Not openly that I know of. I tried to research it, but I didn't see. If there is, I don't know about it. Define the content format category that you selected, and how is the brand using this format to generate content for consumers? I chose photos, as I stated, as the content format. They use photos of clothing, lifestyle images in the said clothing while wearing it to model their product and make people want to look that way. Like I said before, when I got on their website and saw in their Instagram even of what they were putting out and what they wanted to sell, it made me want it instantly just because of how well it looked on the people, even though I'm definitely not the models they have. What channels are they using to get this content to consumers? They're using social media, television. They have several brick and mortar stores. This is actually one of my favorite stores. That's why I chose it. Billboards, music videos, etc. Is this content brand driven or user generated? It is brand driven. They use clothing that they sell to create the posts, videos, and photos that encourage you to buy and wear their product. How does this content create customer conversations to help the customer share their story and customer need for information, data, entertainment, self-help, etc.? I think this is because they create quality clothing and expressing that quality through photos. Once a consumer purchases the item and realizes how great it is and how well it fits, which that's what they're known for, by word of mouth and their own social media posts, it will make the consumer feel good, and it'll also help the company. So, for example, I'm not an influencer by any means, but whenever I wear something that makes me feel good and I see it on someone else and then I buy it and wear it, I immediately want to post it and tag people and tag the product, tag the brand, and let them know, hey, I'm wearing this and this is awesome. So they're doing a great job at that. That is all that I had to cover for the two industries. I hope that gives everyone a good overview of Johnson & Johnson and Banana Republic. And if I totally had some new clothes, I would totally rep them for you right now. But yeah, thanks.